Morning, class 9C. So let's continue our chapter electoral politics. So open your civics books and just come to page number 65. This is the page which is showing the sample of electoral roll 2005 state Mizoram. So here the number, name and reservation status of assembly constituency is given. Okay. This is regarding name and reservation status of parliamentary constituency in which the assembly constituency is located. Year of revision 2005, qualifying day 2006, 1st January, type of revision special summary, date of publication 2005, date 20, month October. Okay, number and name of section in the part, that is Tualbang, main village town Tualbang, block, police station, subdivision, everything, every detail is given here in the electoral roll. Now the state code and name is S16 Mizoram. Assembly constituency number and name is also mentioned here in this list. Then you can see that in Talbung the name of the people are written. This is the and this is a sample of voters list. You can see the one who is male or female, like that. Okay, so this is how the voters list is like printed and given to a particular place. So let's start with the next page. Please move to page number 66 and let's begin with the next topic, election campaign. The main purpose of election is to give people a chance to choose the representatives, the government and the policies they prefer. Therefore, it is necessary to have a free and open discussion about who is a better representative, which party will make a better government, or what is a good policy. This is what happens during election campaigns. Okay. In our country, such campaigns takes place for a 2-week period between the announcement of the final list of candidates and the date of polling. During election campaign, the parties, they like represent themselves, they give the promises. Okay, and which like these campaigns, they attract people and they decide that to which leader they are going to select, which leader will be selected by them. Okay, during this period when election campaigns happen, during this period the candidates contact their voters, political leaders, address election meetings, and political parties mobilize their supporters. You might have seen also that during the election they try to advertise themselves, they just have the meetings, they visit different places and different ministers, they go here and there just to attract their voters so that more and more votes they gain during elections. This is also the period when newspaper and television news are full of election. You might have observed that during election, the newspaper, they publish about the election. All the updates are given there. But election campaign is not limited to these 2 weeks only. Political parties start preparing for election months before they actually take place. So preparation starts before the time, but actually the campaigning starts 2 or 3 weeks before the election date, but its preparation is done much and much before the time. In election campaigns, political parties try to focus public attention on some big issues. Like we started with the in the beginning of the chapter, we saw in Haryana when the elections are to be held, the leader, he promised to waive off all loans. So such type of promises or big announcements are done by the leaders in order to attract their voters. They want to attract the public to that issue and get them to vote for their party on that basis. Let us look at some of the successful slogans given by different political parties in various elections. So, this is the slogan which is written in bold by Congress Party, Garibi Hatao, that is remove poverty. So, like such slogans attract people and they ready themselves to give vote. It is their wish whom they want to give the vote. The next slogan is Save Democracy. This is the slogan put forward by Janata Party, okay, during Lok Sabha election in 1977. Next, Land to the Tiller. Okay, this is the slogan for the West Bengal Assembly. This slogan was put forward by West Bengal's Assembly, that the land should be given to the tiller, the farmers. Protect the self-respect of the Telugus. So the slogan was put forward by N.T. Rama Rao, who was the leader of Telugu Desam Party in AP, that is Andhra Pradesh, in 1983. So such slogans, they are made to attract people so that they can fetch more and more of votes. Okay, in a democracy, it is best to leave political parties and candidates free to conduct their election campaigns. Okay, because in democratic country, the various parties are there. There is not only one party, but there are various parties, and they are set free to campaign, to advertise themselves freely. Okay, but it is sometimes necessary to regulate campaigns to ensure that every political party and candidate gets a fair and equal chance to compete. According to our election law, no party or candidate can bribe or threaten voters. Sometimes we observe that just to show the power, just to fetch vote, the leaders, they give bribe also. They offer different gifts to the voters so that they can get the vote from them. But this is illegal. This is not the part of election campaign. Appeal to them in the name of caste or religion. This is also done. Okay, in our country also it is observed that just for the sake of fetching vote, they use the concept of caste or religion, which is again illegal. It doesn't come under election law. Use government resources for election campaign. No leader is allowed to use the government commodities to advertise themselves. They cannot use the government vehicle or other things. Okay, that is also against election law. Spend more than rupees 25 lakh in a constituency for a Lok Sabha election. They are not allowed to spend more than 25 lakh. Okay, or if the assembly election is taking place, they are not supposed to spend more than 10 lakh. If they do so, their election can be rejected because it is against election law. Okay, in addition to the laws, all the political parties in our country have agreed to a model, that is code of conduct, that means rules and regulation put forward by election commission, that each and every party has to follow. Okay, and without following those rules, they are not allowed to perform election campaigns. According to this, no party or candidate can use any place of worship for election propaganda. Otherwise, what will happen? This is going to be illegal. This is going to come in this part, like using the caste or religion. So this is against the election law. Use government vehicles, aircrafts and official for election. This is not allowed. Once election are announced, ministers shall not lay foundation stone of any project. Okay, they cannot say that now I am doing this and that for you. so you have to give me vote. So this is going to be a kind of bribe, so this is not allowed. Take any big policy decisions, like already a leader is in the like governance, so such leaders are not allowed to like do things. They can do it before the election announcement. Okay, if they are already in the power, they cannot for the next election they cannot do such things. It is illegal. So make any promises of providing public facilities. Using the government resources, they are not allowed to give any kind of promises. So this is all this all comes under the election campaign, and these are the election laws. Okay, now next topic is polling and counting of votes. Once the election gets over, the or elections are going on, this is called polling. Polling booths are set where voters, they give vote, and after the voting is over, the votes are counted. The final stage of an election is voters cast or poll their vote. That polling is giving vote. That day is usually called the election day. Every person whose name is on the voters list, so who can give the vote? The person whose name is in the voters list. So that person can go to the nearby polling booth, it can be a local school, government office. Once the voter goes inside the booth, the election officials identify her, put a mark on her finger. You might have seen also an ink is put on the finger, and then they cannot cast vote again. Okay, only one time, one vote is to be given by a particular voter. An agent of each candidate is allowed to sit inside the polling booth, so that the person can ensure that no cheating is going on, because the person has invested a lot of money. So an agent of that particular leader can sit inside the polling booth of a particular party. If there are more than 2-3 parties, the agent of each party will sit inside the polling booth, just to ensure that the things are going fairly. Are the elections too expensive for our country? Let's see. A large amount of money is spent in conducting elections in India. This is very true. In our country, the leaders, they spend a lot of money. For instance, the government spent about rupees 1300 crores in conducting Lok Sabha elections in 2004. That works out to about rupees 20 per person on the voters list. The amount spent by parties and candidates was more than what the government spent. Roughly speaking, the expenditure made by government, parties and candidates was around rupees 3000 crore or rupees 50 per voter. So you see that how much money is used during election by the different parties. Some people say that elections are a burden on our people, that our poor country cannot afford to hold elections once every 5 years. That means they are saying it is people's suggestion that having elections in every 5 years is very, very expensive. Let's compare this expenditure with some other figures. In 2005, our government decided to buy 6 nuclear submarines from France. Such submarine cost about rupees 3000 crores. Delhi hosted the Commonwealth Game in 2010 and the money spent was 10,000 crores. Are the elections too expensive? You decide. So see, other expenditures are also taking place other than election. Okay, so it is our decision to find out whether the elections are expensive or not. Okay, you just think about your opinion. Now this is a list which is showing the result of election here. Election result in Gulbarga. Okay, so like a party like INC voted poll, this is, and percentage of votes. So this is about different candidates and parties. Okay, let's have this topic. Okay, earlier the voters used to indicate who they wanted to vote for by putting a stamp on the ballot paper. You know, earlier a ballot paper was given and there they have to put the the ink in the form of a stamp Okay, the sign of various parties were allotted or were marked on the paper, and they were supposed to stamp on that. So this is called ballot paper. Nowadays there is EVM, that is electronic voting machine. Okay, they have to just simply press the button and the vote will be voting will be done. Okay, so this is how like earlier ballot papers were used. Nowadays EVM are used. EVMs from constituency are opened and the votes secured by each candidate are counted. The agents of all candidates are present there to ensure that the counting is done properly. The candidate who secures the highest number of votes from a constituency is declared elected. In a general election, usually the counting of votes in all the constituencies takes place at the same time, on the same day. Television channels, radio, newspaper report this event. Within a few hours of counting, all the results are declared and it becomes clear as to who will form the next government. And we all get excited. We sit in front of TV and see the result very precisely, because it is the matter of our country that who is going to form the government. So this much for today. Rest of the topic or the completion of the chapter will be done on the next turn. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.